Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Wednesday, and that means it's the stitch of the week. So for today's stitch, I have my eye hook, or 5.5mm hook, and I'm just going to be using some worsted weight or number 4 yarn, and we just got this gray. I'm not sure the brand. It's probably either a Super Saver or a Karen. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Focus. But a great yarn to practice with, whatever it is. All right, so today's stitch, I found it in an older stitch dictionary, and they're calling it a ball stitch. But to me, I mean, it's kind of like a cluster type stitch, but it's like a loose cluster. You'll see what I mean when we get going. I really don't understand why they're calling it a ball stitch, except it's a type of cluster. But it's a fun stitch, and it's really easy to do. So to do this stitch, what you're going to need to do is chain a multiple of 4. So why don't we chain 16? Alright, so I've got my 16 chains, and your first row is just a setup row. So we're just going to single crochet in our second chain from our hook, and we're just going to single crochet all the way across. And you can work in your chain however you like. Okay, so we've got our first row here. It's our setup row, single crochet. So let's get ready for row 2. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to single crochet in the first stitch right here, right in that same stitch. Single crochet also in the next 2. So we've got our 3 single crochet, and now we are going to work the first ball or cluster. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert our hook right in that same stitch, pull up a loop. So now we have 5 loops on our hook, yarn over again, insert our hook right back in that same stitch. So now we have 7 loops. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 7. So there is our first ball. It's a cluster, typical cluster. All right, so now we're going to single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to work our next ball or cluster. So yarning over, right in that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over again, pull up a loop. So we have 7 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yarn over, pull through all 7, and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And we're going to work that ball again. There's my 7, pull through all 7, and then yarn over, or I mean, not yarn over. Yeah, we are yarning over to create single crochet. There will be a yarn over, but we're going to single crochet in the last 3 stitches. And then row 2 is complete there. And now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. So row 3, and your odd row is actually going to be the right side. I mean, it is fairly reversible, but this is the right side here. And we're going to single crochet across. So 1 stitch in each. So we have a total of 15. So you're going to want whatever you started with row 1 is what you're going to want to end, or when you're working your odd rows, so we're on row 3, is always going to be just a plain single crochet. So you want to make sure that you have the same amount of stitches that you started with when you're working that. So that's 15 single crochet for me. Okay, there we go. Row 3 is complete. Okay, so now let's get ready for row 4. So row 4 is a wrong side row, so all your odd rows will be the right side. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, we're going to single crochet right in that same stitch. And now we're going to work our ball or cluster. We're yarning over, going into the next stitch, bringing up a loop, yarning over again, pull up a stitch. So we've got our 5, we want to have 7, and now we have 7, so yarn over, pull through all 7. And now we are going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And working that ball or cluster in the next stitch. Pulling through my 7 loops and single crocheting in the next 3. And you just keep repeating that across. And then your last 2 stitches will be a ball stitch and a single crochet in your last stitch. Whoops, we had a breach there. Let's get back to it. Oh my word, goodness gracious. There we go. Not sure what the problem was there. So here is my final ball stitch and a single crochet in the last one. So now let's get ready for row 5 here. So I'm chaining 1, turning my work, and this is going to be a right side row. So now you can see the balls. So I guess they do kind of look like balls, but they're kind of like floppy balls, I guess, which sounds really charming. Or let's say floppy clusters. That sounds better than floppy balls. Oh my word. I'm not that kind of a channel. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So for row 5, we're going to single crochet across. So we still need to have our 15 single crochet. So I've chained 1 and turned, and I'm just going to work my 15 stitches across, so that's just working even. All right, so there we go, row 5. So what you're going to want to do for this stitch is you will repeat rows 2 through 5 for however big you want your swatch, however long you would like your swatch. So I'm going to just repeat, I'll probably do one more set of repeats here of just 2 through 5, and then I will meet you back. Okay, so I worked one more set of repeats there, just repeating rows 2 through 5. So I have a total of 9 rows here, but I think it's a pretty fun stitch. I like kind of how it's like kind of floppy like that. Floppy clusters, we're going to call it that instead of what I said earlier, because that didn't sound too good. But I think this stitch would work well for blankets, especially for a neat baby blanket. You could use it for other projects as well. You could use it for a washcloth. You probably could incorporate this into a hat. Lots of different things. You could have fun with this one. And it's really easy to do, which is nice. It works up pretty quickly. So I hope you enjoyed this Stitch of the Week, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.